Indian forces had carried out surgical strikes across the line of control. What is a surgical strike? Why surgical strikes are important for countries like India? What message did India send Pakistan and terrorists with this strike? GS Paper 3, Role of External State and Non-State Actors in Creating Challenges to Internal Security. What is the context about? Indian Army carried out surgical strikes on Pakistani terrorists positioned across the line of control on terror launch pads on Wednesday night. Indian forces led by a Special Operations Group led the surgical strikes operation, and caused significant casualties to terrorists and those who were shielding them. The operation, that began and concluded in the early hours of Thursday, was claimed to be a military success, with no injuries to the Indian Paro commandos. What is a surgical strike? A surgical strike is essentially a swift and targeted attack on specific target that aims to neutralize them while ensuring minimum collateral damage to the surrounding areas and civilians. Neutralization of targets with surgical strikes also prevents escalation to a full-blown war. Surgical strikes are part of India's Cold Start doctrine and have proved effective in foiling a new infiltration bid by terrorist groups across the LOC, who were ready to attack several locations in Jammu and Kashmir and other metro cities in India. Why surgical strikes are important for countries like India. Surgical strikes gain importance in India's case as Pakistan has repeatedly shown its intention to use tactical nuclear weapons on Indian forces, even risking the collateral damage to its own troops, to stop Indian military operations. Therefore, the coveted surgical strikes are a powerful weapon for the Indian armed forces to carry out the necessary dirty work while ensuring the status quo between the opposing armies on the LOC. What message did India send Pakistan and terrorists with this strike? The terms surgical strike and preemptive strike used by the centre were intended to convey that this was not an attack on Pakistan's defence forces, but a targeted action against terrorists poised to wreak damage in India.